Hello, my gorgeous souls, all my wonderful friends to the channel. So happy to have you here. However, you've made your way to my sacred space. I welcome you, and I am so thankful to have you here connecting with me. It's always a joy and an honor. Today is my first ever deck introduction. So, my plan was, of course, to provide a range of content for you of a spiritual nature. And the majority of my channel is going to be centered around the pick a card readings, the zodiac readings. But I also have a very extensive tarot collection, a lot of card decks, tarot, oracle, Lenormand, Sibila, parlor cards, you name it. So with that, I wanted to bring to you another side of divination and allow you to explore with me different decks that I purchase for several reasons. So again, I have a very vast, expansive collection. I do have hundreds of decks that I've already, um, collected over the years that I won't be going over, but I just figured now that I've started a channel, I have this opportunity, this avenue to bring to other fellow souls who may be interested. Just the opportunity to explore decks with me. If you are a collector or a reader yourself, this may help you to, determine if you are interested in a particular deck before purchasing. I know that I watch these videos myself on YouTube when I'm considering a deck if I want to see it up close and personal. So hopefully this video will be of value to you. We are going to go ahead and go through the entire product from, packaging, boxing, through the cards, a little bit of interpretation, and then I will even do a sample reading with that. So if you want to stick around for that towards the very end, that should be fun. We are, as you can see, going to be going over the Poe Tarot today, and I have been so excited for this deck, guys. This has been a long time in the making. First and foremost, let me just tell you, the deck creator, Trisha Leigh, has put so much effort into this body of work. I can tell you that. I don't even know her personally, but she's very active on social media. I have followed her for quite a while once I became aware that this deck was coming. And it's just very evident how much passion. This has really been a passion project, it seems, for her in its inception, in creating. It does look as though she's done all of the drawing, the illustrations for the imagery herself as well. There's quotes on each of the cards, which obviously we can appreciate takes a great amount of time to sync up and have those small details align with the traditional tarot interpretations, and then also be relevant in honoring, obviously, the subject matter here, Edgar Allan Poe. Whether you're a Poe fan, whether you like black and white decks, you like traditional imagery, which I'm a fan of all three, this may be a good deck for you to select. And again, I've followed Trisha on her Facebook. I've even seen how much she's promoting and, just really hitting hard at getting the word out there about this tarot deck. So I certainly hope that this little bit of time that I dedicate to her body of work, helps her, because it just seems like, again, she's put so much really sincere energy and intention into this particular product. And I have to say, as a creator myself, whenever you have somebody who's just really, really enthusiastic and joyful about the experience of creating whatever it happens to be, then you can also be assured that whatever it is, that final product output is going to be, exceptional. And I can say that overall, I think this deck is a winner. We are going to go ahead and review everything, the good, the not so great, which I want to just disclaim right away that none of it is the fault of the creator, the artistry. It's all due to a little bit of quality issues, but no worries. We're going to focus more, obviously, on content. But this is the Poe Tarot, again, by Trisha Leigh Shufelt, I want to say is the last name. Hopefully I'm not butchering that. Beautiful black and white imagery, hand-drawn artistic images. So you can see that there's the, hopefully you can see, the camera's focusing, you can see there's the quotes that she's added to each of the cards. Each card has its own very relevant quote, or whatever card it happens to be. So I think that that's amazing, first and foremost, because, like, who does that, right? When you go ahead and you open this up, well, first of all, let me close it once again and just show you. The reason I said quality issues is because there's smashed in edges here and here. courtesy of Amazon. So Amazon is sending me another copy, and hopefully that will be a little bit more in the condition that I expect for my decks. You know, I'm not a fan of things arriving damaged. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and swap that out. My OCD just tells me I can't keep that. But at any rate, I couldn't help but just break into this right away. So that's why it's open now, and we're going to review it first before the new deck comes. This is the guidebook. The guidebook is very substantial. I love that it is extremely well written. It is organized. Everything is very easily readable. So when you look at each particular tarot card, and of course there's forward, welcome, introductions, there's all the acknowledgments, there's all the initial information, and then we get into the actual cards themselves. So we'll just take the Tower because that's the one we're on. So beautiful image, by the way. All have like a bit of a, I would describe it as a Gothic styling to it. It's a little darker. Edgar Allan Poe is very dark. Again, it's just great justice that's been done to this. And if you are a Poe fan, you're going to love it. So of course we have, you know, the quote that's featured on the card is also at the very top of the page associated with that card. We then have something called insights, which is where, you know, there's that brief overview of what that card is speaking to. We have keywords, which are just going to be kind of like some, I would say, you know, they're traditional interpretations of the cards for both upright and reversed meanings, but also, you know, if you go look in the book, let's say you're not super familiar with tarot, I like that this is provided for you because that helps beginners or those that just aren't super familiar maybe with the deck itself, maybe having a little bit of difficulty adjusting to perhaps some of the differences in the tarot suits because they are different names. This just allows you to make those intuitive connections with those keywords. So after that, after the major arcana, we get into the minor arcana, which are called pips. And there's a little bit of reference material on the courts, you know, the court cards featured in any deck. That's traditional tarot, you know, talks about each, the queens, kings, knights, pages, and then all the numerical representations. I love this specifically. Again, this is a wonderful deck if you are a new tarot reader because this helps to give you just sort of a basis or framework of how tarot operates. So aces are beginnings, they're seeds, they're organization, they're the start of something. You know, twos are about balance, choice, duality, ideas, and so on and so forth. So I love that that's been added. Really big kudos for that there. And then just a little bit of further information on the suits, and then we get into the actual suits themselves, starting with the suit of candles, which are wands, and it gives you this associated season, the signs that tie back to that particular suit, time frames. Time frames are indicated with this deck, which I love, which are pretty standard as well, wands being the fastest. Excuse me, fire energy, they will be days. And then the keywords or just general themes associated with the suit. Again, really, really great information for people who are not perhaps incredibly familiar with tarot or who just need a little bit of a refresher. A+ on that tarot book. Absolutely excellent. It's really, really, I would say probably one of the most comprehensive guidebooks I've seen, especially for a mass marketed product. Sometimes you will see something to this level in like an independent indie created deck. Or, you know, I guess to be fair, I have seen it a few times at this level or similar with a mass market edition of a deck, but it's usually, again, if the person has had like a very strong attachment to their project and not just something that's been regurgitated and thrown out there. You know what I'm talking about. There are some people, some decks where it's just very clear that a lot of effort perhaps had gone into one area of the product of the tarot, and then sort of like other elements fell by the wayside. So like, let's say the cards are amazing and then the guidebook is terrible. That's pretty common, quite honestly. Or if the guidebook is amazing, the cards fell short. Everything is very cohesive. The cards themselves come housed in, this is a rigid box, by the way. That's what that's called when it's a tougher, more substantial box. The cards come in this little cardboard insert, which I'm not a fan of, and I have to be honest, reviewers on Amazon warned me of this. It's a very tight fit. So as you can see here, the edges of the red gilding or red coating that were on the outside of the cards has rubbed off. You can see that as well there inside of that little area. So that's where we're getting into quality issues. For whatever reason, that rubbing off there has made the cards, I have not yet shuffled these, I have not yet used these in any capacity. This is how they came out of the box. Again, a very similar grievance on Amazon reflected in reviews is the gilding coming off because the box is a bit snug and the deck's looking worn. I also actually have a slightly damaged Fool card, if you can see here. It's like a little bit of a bent or, you know, just damaged edge. So I'm not thrilled with that. Again, that's why I'm getting a new copy, because I really like when the decks are in the best condition possible. And there was just, if it was maybe perhaps one corner that was a little dinged up and off, then that could be something I could maybe work with. But there was just a lot of different factors here. And then opening it up and seeing the damaged cards and the rubbed off gilding, I'm just hoping for a slightly more pristine copy in the future when that arrives. But let's get to the actual cards, because these are incredible. Again, these are all images that Trisha has drawn up herself. Really, really excellent. So we have first and foremost the major arcana. Of course, that's card 0 through card 21, the world. I'll just go ahead and show you. Got the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess. I hope my camera is focusing for you. The Empress. Just love her take on, you know, these characters, if you will. These components of tarot, kind of in like Poe's world. It's really, really excellent. The Lovers. The Chariot. That's a very different chariot to a traditional tarot. Very interesting stylization there. I love, by the way, that number 8 is Strength and number 11 is Justice. That's how I feel it should be. The Hermit, the Wheel, Justice. Again, all black and white. The Hanged Man. Everyone has a quote that is very significant and relevant to the card presented, which I believe will help with interpretation and further depth and meaning to the messages that come through when you use these cards. Again, I have not yet used them, but we will, and I'm sure they'll be amazing. The Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and of course the World. So major arcana, really awesome. Love these backs also. Can I just talk about these for a minute? So the crow, I love this crow reference here. Again, a little bit of a darker stylization, but really lovely. The crow actually, I don't know if you can tell on this camera. I want to try and help you see here. So the cards themselves almost have like a mattifying effect to them slightly. Okay, you can see that there. And then like the crows are more embossed, they're more glossy, and they're almost like a 3D. Almost looks like it would be like stickers on there. It's obviously not, but that's how it looks. So just like incredible. These are also true reversible cards, as you can tell, mirror images on both sides. So that's wonderful. And then that same beautiful red gilding, which red is not very common for an edge color. So those of you again that are into sort of like the darker elements, this would be an amazing deck also to use around Halloween time. I'm looking forward to that. Let's get into the minor arcana now. This is where things are going to veer off a bit and be obviously a little distinct from your traditional tarot. Most of the suits I understood very well, sort of the rationale behind them. So first and foremost, we have the suit of Wands or fire energy represented by candles. And that makes perfect sense, obviously. Candle flames, fire energy, passion, liveliness. So that was perfect. Really, really great images here. Once again, hopefully you can see those. Perfect. After Wands, there's kind of a little bit of a departure from the traditional ordering even of the cards. And I have to say, within the suit as well, it begins with aces, but then it goes after the 10, it's the king and the queen, and then the knight and the page. So a backwards order from what we're traditionally used to. So that's just interesting. Again, little different take. Ace of quills. At first I was like, oh my goodness, what is quills? And then it made more sense, quills being about thought process and writing and creativity. And it made me think very cerebrally of, the mental body and of swords energy, air. And it turns out that is what it is. So another great bit of creativity there. And a lot of people talk about this card already. I've seen in blogs and reviews and things. The Nine of Quills or Nine of Swords. And it says, it is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. And I think that's like absolutely perfect, obviously, for the Nine of Swords, if you're familiar with that card, which is about anxiety, depression, nightmares. We then have my favorite suit in any tarot deck, which is traditionally cups, represented by wells in this deck. Again, makes pretty good sense. I really didn't relate it initially to inkwells, although, again, just the idea of liquid flowing relates back to emotions. But when I first just looked at, like this, before looking at the imagery, I thought of wells like an actual well with water. Water well. So either way, I think it ties back pretty well. No pun intended. And for this, the King of Wells or King of Cups is probably my favorite quote in this entire deck. And it says, I was never really insane except upon occasions when my heart was touched. Like, such an interesting way to frame the King of Cups, because normally the kings are so much about like stability and they're very anchored in the energy that they represent within their suit. So that just kind of gave, like, again, a very different flavor. And I'm loving it. I'm loving, again, the darker, deeper tones, very just like eclectic. This deck also, I want to say, has a very indie-esque vibe to it for being a mass-marketed tarot deck. If you are looking for something really distinct and different and unique, this is definitely one to pick up. I'm loving it. And then the last suit, which is the one that I at first was like, what? This one didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. The suit of pause. So Paws. But then I was like, I guess like animals relate to nature, which Earth Pentacles, this is the Pentacle suit, would relate back to this idea of nature and animals. And there are many animals featured throughout. So cats and crows, obviously, and different things. So lots of black cats, which I absolutely love. Big fan of those. Full poem or excerpt of the poem, The Raven, from the Eight of Pentacles. So that's kind of nice. It's really just overall a super creative, interesting deck. I like to, if I can just say, there are a million different versions of tarot. There are so many different interpretations of the tarot, and I love seeing the unique artistic flavor that a particular creator brings to this traditional system. I would say that this is keeping in tune and very true to the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot system, with just some slight modifications that make it very interesting and add, again, a layer of depth, a little bit of uniqueness to your readings, which we're going to see how that plays out next. So I'm going to go ahead and off camera shuffle these, get these really nice and mixed up, and then we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a reading for you all. So if you have enjoyed this review so far and would like to, are interested in seeing how this deck works in action, then stay tuned for a moment and then we'll get to that next. Hi guys, so I just took a quick second to go ahead and shuffle all of the cards to create some piles for you for a pick a card reading. Of course, why not, right? I have to do pick a card. I can't do collective. I just have a block against that. At any rate, I can confirm that the deck shuffled fairly well. It feels great in your hands. So I have small hands, and a lot of decks are very difficult for me to shuffle. This does feel a little bit bigger, I'd say width-wise, than a lot of tarot decks that I have. So, you know, take that for what you will, but it's very, very easy to shuffle. It just flows really nicely in the hand. Nothing sticks together. Because of those kind of metallicized edges, it does feel a little bit weightier. It's not heavy, but it's definitely a substantial deck. It just, again, feels very, very comfortable in the hands. I also, I'll see if you're able to see, or maybe I'll do this. I'll do this right here. So if you can see how I shuffle, I kind of do like a sideways riffle. That's what's most comfortable for me. I did do a little bit of traditional overhand riffle shuffling, and that was a little more challenging, but again, I have small hands. Wasn't impossible though. Still a very comfortable, workable size, and just, again, flowed really well. I also want to make mention that we mentioned a little bit, discussed a little bit of the deck being damaged, the gilding being damaged in transit, or just being housed in that particular setup within the box. But at least with shuffling and handling, there wasn't any further like residual rub off or damage being done. I wasn't noticing anything coming off of the cards. So yeah, very, very good. So with that said, let's go ahead and close this off by having a pick a card style reading. I have just intentioned each of the piles to be whatever the Poe Tarot has for you in terms of a message. Select whichever pile is drawing you in. I know they're all fairly uniform, but the selenite hearts are different sizes. So either select by whichever heart is drawing you in, or whichever number you happen to like. If you're always a pile 3 person, go ahead and stick with pile 3. Or of course, you can always check the timestamps as well. And then I will see you at your pile for your quick pick a card reading and message from the Poe Tarot. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your little mini pick a card reading featuring and courtesy of the Poe Tarot. So this is your message from the Poe Tarot by Trisha Leigh Shufelt. If you chose Pile 1, this little selenite heart, I believe it's the tiniest of the 3, then this message is going to be for you. So for you, we have the 8 of Candles. This is the 8 of Wands. This card says 1, 2, 3, and away. So fast moving energy coming in for you, Pile 1. We have the Judgment card, card 20, which says there was a loud blast as of many trumpets. There was a harsh grating as of 1,000 thunders. So, you know, it just feels like there's something really big. There's a big shift in energy, something really profound coming in for you. And then we have the Sun. How beautiful. Card 19, which says, they who dream by day are cognizant of many things, which escape those who dream only by night. All of these cards together already are giving me the idea of something being illuminated for you, Pile 1, something again shifting, coming in for you, some type of awakening or awareness being illuminated. And I especially obviously am drawn to that message with the Sun being present here. But with this quote, and I love these quotes, these are working so well for me so far as I'm noticing with these individual cards. I'm being drawn to this line about, you know, those who only dream by day versus those who dream only by night, or those who dream by day, excuse me, versus those who only dream by night, giving again this nod to like perspective shift, or seeing things from a different perspective, going about things in a different way. So with the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Candles, again, something swift coming in for you. It's either an event, it can be a person, a message. Obviously, 8 of Wands also indicates communication, and it can also, of course, just at the bare bones represent the idea of something really quickly shifting in your field of awareness. And we have, of course, on the card itself saying 1, 2, 3, and away. So this gives me reference to the fact that this is obviously going to be something very, very swift, quick, sudden coming in for you. This deck does reference actual timing. So with this being wands and in the deck it referencing days, this literally could be 1, 2, or 3 days away for you. I love that. Judgment here, just coming to life, awakening. You know, there's a lot of jarringness to this quote. You know, there was a loud blast, there was harsh grating. So something really sudden, surprising, just very, very shocking to the senses is going to be coming in for you. But with this Sun card as the outcome, which is the most positive, warm, friendly, just beautiful energy that is in the deck, most abundantly feeling tarot card that exists, I'm feeling that this is going to be a positive shift for you, either a welcomed message, a welcomed change, something just coming to light and illuminating your life, pile one. So hopefully that message resonated with you and that you've enjoyed both this Poe Tarot review and your Pick a Card mini reading featuring the Poe Tarot. And of course, go ahead and take a peek through my channel, Aeipathy. I have many Pick a Card readings, multiple playlists featuring all different kinds of readings centered around love mostly, but also just healing, hopefulness, high vibrational living. We have some zodiac readings also featured. I'm big on the law of attraction and manifestation. You'll find some videos, you know, specifically focused on that energy as well. But until next time, either if you return for another tarot introduction or another pick a card, I am sending you so much love and joy and just wonderful energy for you. If you decide to pick up the Poe Tarot or just stay tuned on my channel also to see this deck in action. I will be adding it into the next few videos coming up soon. I would love to have you. And until hopefully next time, take great care of yourself, pile one. Bye-bye. Hello, all my gorgeous souls for pile two. If you stuck around here after the Poe Tarot review and unboxing for your mini pick a card and you chose pile two, then this message will be for you. Again, courtesy of the Poe Tarot by Trisha Leigh Shufelt. So for you, pile two, we have the Ace. Oh, wow. It's all pause energy, all earth energy for you. Pentacles. Lovely. We have the Ace of Paws, which is the Ace of Pentacles. That quote says, "For the most wild yet most homely narrative which I am about to pen, I neither expect nor solicit belief." We also have the Seven of Paws, Seven of Pentacles. "You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work." And your outcome card, the Six of Paws or the Six of Pentacles. "From my infancy, I was noted for the docility and humanity of my disposition." Okay, so for you, pile two. First of all, heavy, heavy earth energy presented here. I can't help but also think of pause in another context. So like the idea of just taking stock, taking time to reflect and maybe seize action for a moment, be a little bit more either studious or focused on something in your material realm. Pause obviously referencing that earthly pentacles energy of stability, security, and slowness in energy. But we do have the Ace of Pentacles here, which is a new beginning for you. It's a new grounded, again, earthly beginning in this stable, just like earthly, abundant energy that's coming through for me. "For the most wild yet most homely narrative which I am about to pen, I neither expect nor solicit belief." You know, this is like the idea of inception for me, of something coming to life. You know, also animals and earth are all alive. There's so much like just beautiful growth potential and energy in the pentacle suit. This is really striking me as just a beautiful, new, solid, stable beginning for you, and which I neither expect nor solicit belief. I'm feeling, for me, this quote is speaking to me as not needing validation from others, okay, about this. So not expecting nor soliciting belief from others. You believe it. You are about to dream up and create this beautiful, wild, and free. Again, new beginning, aces being the start of something. And yet you don't need to be concerned with how anyone else views that, how anyone else thinks about it. I do think that this is something that's been in the works for you for a while. Seven of Paws or Seven of Pentacles, something you've been waiting to have happen, that you've had to practice patience in regards to, pile two. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. Again, just this idea of discipline, of waiting, of investment, something that you have been being central to this spread here. It just feels like something that you have been hopeful for, or maybe expecting, or wishing and believing wholeheartedly will manifest eventually, is beginning to sprout after taking root, and you're going to start to see the energetic output of that being returned to you. So the Six of Pentacles is all about even energy exchanges. It says, from my infancy I was noted for the docility and humanity of my disposition. This is just that idea of a humanitarian energy, of somebody who's very charitable, very giving. This is going to allow you, with your newfound abundance, with your newfound sense of prosperity and, again, abundance that you're going to be having. I'm seeing connections opening up for you in, again, the material realm, perhaps new business contacts, networking, new business relationships, a new project beginning, perhaps a collaboration, and just, again, the ability for you to operate from a different, higher vibrational level of energy now that you've had this sort of shifting and this new, more stable energy presenting for you in your material world, in your current 3D experience. How exciting for you, pile two. Hopefully this message has resonated for you today with the Poe Tarot. Again, I highly encourage anyone who is a deck collector or reader themselves to go ahead and consider this deck for a future purchase. Hopefully you've enjoyed my review, my unboxing of the Poe Tarot by Trisha Leigh Shufelt. And of course the mini pick-a-card reading. I also provide other full-length pick-a-card readings. There's zodiac readings I have. Just lots of really great content for love-focused, healing, high vibrational living, manifestation, law of attraction, really, really good stuff. So whether I see you in the future, hopefully for another tarot unboxing and deck introduction, or for an actual pick-a-card reading, I am sending you in the meantime just so much loving, joyful, abundant energy for you as you move through the energies presented to you in this spread today. Hopefully they come true for you. I am hoping for you and wishing that that is the case. And once again, I hope to see you and connect with you again. It would be my greatest honor. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this content. And until next time, pile two, take really good care. Bye-bye. Hi, pile three, and welcome to your mini pick-a-card reading following the Poe Tarot deck introduction and tarot unboxing review. If you chose pile three and the largest of the selenite hearts featured today, then this message from the Poe Tarot is for you. So what do we have for you today? Oh, wow. We have the King of Wells. This is the King of Cups, and this card says, I was never really insane except upon occasions when my heart was touched. My favorite quote in the entire deck. Love that. We also have the Knight of Wells, the Knight of Cups. Oh my goodness. As a thing of art, nothing could be more admirable than the painting itself, but it could have been neither the execution of the work nor the immortal beauty of the countenance, which had so suddenly and so vehemently moved me. And we have the Lovers, card 6. Oh my goodness. And so, all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my bride. Well, to say that this is a love reading is an understatement. This is beautiful energy for you, pile three. Wow. Obviously, what the Poe Tarot wanted to convey to you today is that there is some big love energy surrounding you. No surprise, it is almost Valentine's Day at the time that this is being recorded and uploaded. Although this is timeless, of course, as well. But big, big energies of love surrounding you right now, pile three. So, of course, the first card that I'm drawn to is this King of Wells, King of Cups energy. Obviously, the energy of someone just very emotive and deep, highly emotional. Someone is coming in for you, pile three. That's what I'm getting from this card. We also have, of course, this quote about being insane on occasions when the heart is touched. So this gives me the idea of somebody who is just so overflowing with that cup of love that they have for you. They have so much they want to share and express to you. And I really think that that's going to be happening soon. We have the Knight of Wells, or the Knight of Cups energy coming through for you as well, which is a card of offers, of, you know, offerings, proposals, invitations, definitely some type of message or visit, just some type of loving energy coming through, of somebody coming forward to you. And I'm also seeing with this Lovers card, them finally making a decision or a choice. And what I'm hearing is they're choosing you, pile 3. Perhaps this is somebody that you've been emotionally disconnected from for a period of time, or someone who has withdrawn. Of course, the King of Cups energy is someone being, Scorpionic energy are those who are very deep and they feel a lot. There's a lot of depth to them, and yet they don't always express those depths and that emotion. So it could be, again, somebody that you've been a little bit distant from, who's maybe shut you out or just been a little bit cold, that's now coming back into your field of awareness with a big message or big offering of love for you, making that choice, making that decision. And number 6, the number of unconditional love. So just pure, loving, abundant energy. What a blessing. And so all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my bride. So a reference to bride here, obviously with the Knight of Cups as well, Knight of Wells being proposals and invitations. And then we've got that marriage energy coming through. The King also, which could be fatherly, it could be a husband. Water sign definitely indicated here for a lot of you. Somebody may be coming in and actually providing a proposal to you of marriage, or at least of taking a connection or relationship to the next level. Again, with Valentine's Day energy surrounding us, at least as of the time of this reading being uploaded. Again, this is timeless, but that's the energy that's surrounding these insights at the time that they're coming through. So we just have really, really big loving vibes coming through for you, pile 3. The Poe Tarot wants you to know that you're going to be getting a love offer, that somebody is returning or coming in for you and making a choice, ascending this connection to the next level. Really big expansion in your love life coming for you, pile 3. So how exciting for you. I really hope that you've enjoyed this mini pick a card reading featuring, of course, the lovely Poe Tarot by Trisha Leigh Shufelt. I hope I'm saying her name correctly, but anyway, Trisha, if you are watching this, because I have invited her to view the video, I've sent her the link. You've done an amazing job. I hope everybody goes out and buys the Poe Tarot. I hope that this little humble review and unboxing and deck introduction that I've provided on my channel will help that along. If you are a deck collector or reader yourself, I highly, highly recommend this deck. Very unique, very awesome energy. I think it'll be a really great addition to your collection, as it is to mine. And until next time, hopefully I'll see you once again for either a full pick a card reading. I offer those quite often on my channel. There's many, many playlists featuring those types of readings, as well as just other readings centered around love energy, manifestation and law of attraction, zodiac readings, just all intended to be very high vibrational, for high vibrational healing and living an abundant life. So I hope, again, to see you in the future at one of those videos to connect over that full pick a card experience. This was just a mini here to kind of introduce and showcase how the Poe Tarot operates. But if you'd also like to see the Poe Tarot in action during a full-length video, which I will be featuring soon, I will hopefully be posting again probably on Monday, Valentine's Day, so in a few days. But in the meantime, again, feel free to stop by my channel, like, share, subscribe, and view my other playlists that are currently available. And hopefully until next time when we connect again, I am sending you so much loving energy. This beautiful, beautiful spread was awesome and amazing for you, pile 3. Take really good care of yourself, and I hope, again, that you've enjoyed this video today and connecting with me over the Poe Tarot. Take care. Bye-bye.